We are going to be learning how to use repeated and double comparatives to say 3 true things about your family. Okay? So, first of all, let me tell you a little bit about my family. One thing that we are trying to do at my house is eat more and more healthy, so that we feel better. Does that make sense? So I got an example up here. More and more people in my family are driving hybrid cars. You guys know what a hybrid car is? Yeah. So there's one thing that I think is true about my family, possibly. Okay? Why might you drive more and more hybrid cars? So now I got to jump over here and I can say, more people in my family are driving more hybrid cars so that they will save gas, or something like that. Does that make sense? My cousins are having fewer and fewer children. That's interesting. Let me ask you a question. When you look at these, when you look at the different one of them is called a repeated comparative, and then one is called a double comparative. Okay? But they're both comparatives. Over here, can somebody tell me where is the repeated comparative?
More and more.
Yeah, more and more. How about down here?
Fewer and
Fewer and fewer. Can somebody, just looking at this, look at the first one. What do you guys think? How is this being used?
Positive.
It is positive. Let me ask you this. Is it showing an increase or a decrease?
Increase.
So more and more is showing an increase in what? What's increasing right here?
Hybrid car.
This is driving hybrid cars. The number of people in my family driving hybrid cars is going up. Does that make sense? Ooh, interesting. So you'll notice here, we put it right before the subject, didn't we? So more and more people, and then the activity, whatever it is they're doing, where's the subject up here?
People.
People. Where's the verb? Are driving hybrid cars. Now that's interesting. So we put it right before the person to describe an activity that is increasing, yeah? So, also notice the verb. What form of the verb is it? Yeah, it's simple progressive. Man, simple progressive loves repeated comparatives. Okay? You'll often find the be verb ing with repeated comparatives. Can somebody create another sentence about your family? How about everybody? Take a minute and write one sentence about your family that shows an increase in something different. Okay? Could be anything. Get out a pencil. I want you to practice. If you can do it now, right here in front of me, you can do it on the test. Okay? So write a nice sentence for me showing an increase in some activity by people in your family.
Good.
Yes, sir. You could if I had one. I counted. I don't have one. Can you share with this guy, grab it? And then at the break, I'll run down and grab. I gotta get a bunch more. You got a nice. Yeah, you can stop. You can pause it if you want. More. And they're together. Okay. So repeated, and they always show what? Increase, something going up, or decrease. And it all depends on which ones you use. Fewer and fewer, less and less, more and more, greater and greater. You okay? Remember, these are comparatives. To make a comparative, you either add an ER onto a short word, right? Or you add a more or, well, that's it, a more onto a long word. Okay? Let's jump over here now and talk. Do you feel comfortable with this? You guys okay? Alright, now let's jump over here. Let's have Sheikhna, will you read this?
The more my grandmother tells us to eat well, the more we cook at home.
Yeah. So where is the double comparative?
The more we cook.
The more.
Mm-hmm. There's the first one.
The more in the second.
Yeah. And there's the second one. Now, what kind of a relationship is there in this sentence? What is this all about over here? Think about the first sentence. The more my grandmother tells us to eat well, the more we cook at home. What kind of a relationship is it?
Increase cooking.
What?
Increase cooking.
It is true. I mean, it's still showing an increase in something, right? The more what? My grandmother tells us to do something.
And you do it.
And then the more we do it, right? But listen, who said that? Yes! Thank you. That's what I was hunting for.
What is it?
Cause and effect. Listen, that is, although it still shows an increase and decrease in activity, the beautiful thing about these, it's a really cool way to show a cause and effect relationship without using because, right? So where's the cause and where's the effect in this sentence?
There are more people. The more you.
Go ahead. Whoever's talking over, who's talking over?
The first sentence
Yep.
is okay.
Is what? Which is the cause? Which is the effect?
The first sentence is cause,
Good.
and the second is
And this is after this is your effect. Yep. Or the result of the first thing. Are you okay? All right. Let's take a look at number 2. Who would like to read number 2? Yes, please.
Okay. The more my family exercise, the healthier we become.
Yeah. Where are the
The
comparatives?
more, the healthier.
Yeah. Good. The more, and down here it's actually stuck on the word down here, isn't it? So we have a cause and effect relationship. First of all, what's the cause?
The more
The more what?
exercise.
Yeah. What happens?
Effective, healthier.
Yeah.
Do you have any new students?
Yeah. The healthier we become. That is the effect, right? All right. Now notice, where's the subject up here?
my
My grandmother
Good. My grandmother. Where's the verb?
tells
Tells us to, tells what? Us to eat well. Now listen, what kind of a clause is this on the end here? Anybody know? So I've got my subject, I got my verb, and then I have another dependent clause. Is it an adjective, an adverb, or a noun clause? Which one? It's a what?
a noun clause.
It's a noun clause. It's acting like the object of the sentence, isn't it? Listen, if you want to find a noun clause, you guys learned this in 107, remember? You want to find a noun clause, all right? Ask what it's doing in the sentence. If it's acting like a subject or an object, okay, then it's a noun clause. And if you want to find the direct object in a sentence, right after the verb, what do I need to ask? Anybody remember? Ask what?
Why?
Yeah. The more my grandmother tells what?
What?
Us to eat well. Well, that's a good question. Is that a who or a what? You said who, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because it's us. So actually, you're right. If it answers the question who, is it an indirect or a direct object?
Right.
Yeah. So you were right, actually. Good job. So in this situation, it's acting like the indirect object. And it happens to be the effect. Over here, the more we cook at home, where's the subject?
We.
Verb. Cook. And then at home is just a prepositional phrase acting like a place prepositional phrase. Here's what I want you to notice. First of all, look at the verbs. What form is the verb?
Simple present.
Simple present. Is it continuous?
No.
No. Don't almost never use continuous form and over. Don't do it. It rarely works well. So just remember that. Don't make this continuous over here. Okay? And then the other thing I want you to notice is the placement of these. Okay? You'll notice the first comparative is right before the subject generally. Okay? The more, and you don't have to say more if you want to show a decrease, right? You could say the less. Anyway, it generally goes right in front of the subject in the first clause, and then in the second one, it's also right in front here. You with me? Let's look down here and see if the same thing happens. The more, where's the subject?
My
Yep. Verb?
Exercise.
Good, and then I go to the next clause. The
Subject.
subject.
We.
There we go.
So you see the same pattern. And those are important so that you get the word order right. Yeah. All right. Hey, everybody see if you can create one of these guys about your family. A different sentence. Okay? So you use the same sequence, but talk about use different subject, different verbs. Okay? See if you can create one. Yeah. All right, is your question, can you change the tense?
Yeah, all the time, doesn't continue in a way,
Yeah, you'll notice that most of these are in the simple present simply because you're generally just talking about a fact, right? So, is it possible to stick them in a different tense? The more and more people in my family. It doesn't work well. We're going to see some other examples in the book, and you keep your eye on that as we go through and look at more of these. Most of them are going to be simple present. Are there any in a different tense? Let's
double, no way, doesn't continue all the time.
No, now this one could change. I mean, you could throw it in the past. The more my grandmother told us to eat well, the more we cooked at home. Like you want everything in the past. That's possible.
I can't move by.
You could. Yeah. Good observation. A great question. The more my grandmother told us to eat well, so maybe I'm telling you a story about my grandma, the more we cooked at home. That's possible. Yeah. Great question. Anybody have a nice example sentence?
Science health is improving. It is getting better and better every day.
Good. 4.
The ambulance came closer to us. The siren became louder and louder.
The siren
Became.
Good. Louder and louder. Good. 5. Who's got 5? Who'd put 5 up there?
The line of people waiting to get into the teacher got longer and longer until it went around double it.
Excellent. Longer and longer. 6.
Thank God, winter is over. The weather is getting warmer and warmer with each passing day.
Excellent. Warmer and warmer. Yes. Okay. Who has number 7? Okay. Did you put that up here? Why don't you take? I think he put it up originally.
I've been looking for a job for a month and still haven't been able to find one. I'm getting more and more discouraged.
Excellent. 8. Who put 8 up?
Last one. End up.
More and more discouraged,
Last
number
one.
8. Tireder and tireder.
And
Yeah, I think this is an R, actually. Tireder. Yeah, it's okay.
Or TIR.
No, she's right. Tireder. No, she's right.
TIRED.
T-I-E-R-D-E-R.
R-E.
TIRED. I think TIR.
Hold on. I'm kidding. Who's got the next one? Who's got number 8?
Me.
Okay.
The rain started as soon as I left my office. As I walked to the bus stop, it rained more, and I kept
It rained.
more and more,
Good.
and I got water and water.
Good. Wetter and wetter. We say wetter and wetter. Yeah, not water. Yeah, wetter and wetter. Okay? Number 9.
It's not more and more.
It is in the first one, right? So, as I walked to the bus stop, it rained more and more, and I got wetter and wetter. Yeah, so you need both of those. Yeah. Everybody okay? Who's got number 9? Go ahead.
I started to row the boat across the lake, but my arm got tireder and tireder, so I turned back.
Excellent. Do you know what it means to row a boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, what does it mean?
To move the boat.
Yeah, but specifically, how are you? That's paddling. You paddle with your feet. You row with your arms. So, yeah. You guys ever ride in a rowboat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.